Now let's shift our focus to West Asia, where more than 30 were killed and 170 were injured after Israeli soldiers fired on people trying to collect food at an aid distribution site in Rafah. Well, this according to the Gaza Health Ministry. Residents and medics said that Israeli soldiers fired from the ground at a crane nearby that overlooked the area, and a tank opened fire at thousands of people who were en route to the aid distribution site. However, Israel denies it. In a statement, Israel's military said an initial inquiry indicated that soldiers had not fired on civilians while they were near or within the aid distribution site. Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, which is a US-backed entity backed by the US and Israeli governments, also said that food was handed out without incident and there were no deaths or injuries. GHF even released an undated video to support its statement. It shows dozens of people gathering around piles of boxes. The Israeli military released a drone footage it said was shot on Sunday in the southern city of Khan Yunis, showing it said that they were armed masked men firing at civilians trying to collect aid. The IDF accused Hamas of doing everything in its power to prevent the successful distribution of food in Gaza. Only limited amounts of aid has entered Gaza since Israel eased its total blockade that began in March. GHF began providing aid in Gaza last month, bypassing traditional aid groups, and has widely been criticized by the international community, with the UN saying that its aid plans would only foment forced relocation of Palestinians in Gaza and more violence. The United Nations and the World Food Programme have recently reported looting of some supplies, including by gunmen. But on Friday, a spokesperson for the UN humanitarian agency called Gaza the hungriest place on earth. International NGO Freedom Flotilla Coalition, FFC, left the Italian port of Catania on Sunday to travel to Gaza to deliver humanitarian aid after a previous attempt failed due to a drone attack on its ship in the Mediterranean. The crew volunteered, which includes climate activist Greta Thunberg, set sail on the Madeleine carrying what the group called limited amounts, though symbolic, relief supplies. Nearly 20 months into the war, negotiations for ceasefire and hostage release deal have failed to produce a breakthrough. Since the last brief truce collapsed in March, Israel has intensified its operation to destroy Hamas. Well, in the latest, the Palestinian group has said that it is ready to immediately hold a fresh round of negotiations to reach an agreement on the points of contention. This after its response to a US-backed proposal that became a subject of criticism. US President Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, called it totally unacceptable, an assessment which was later echoed by Israel as well.
Hi, everybody.
Also, Qatar and Egypt, which have served as mediators in ceasefire talks throughout the war, have emphasized the importance of intensifying efforts to overcome the obstacles facing the negotiations.